season, I think we're looking at it. If those two players can do, a Rooney Ronaldo and contribute 60 goals, we have the title.
I suppose that's a valid point.
Yeah. And they're capable of it.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Finally, and this is a way for me to leave the booth to you and Justin. Sean writes to us about the Cohen campaign. He says, I'm very pleased to hear the latest developments in the Stephen Cohen affair. Seeing major websites pick up on our cause is great progress. The work you've done over the past few months has been tremendous, and I'm proud of the way you've spoken for Liverpool supporters in America, and more importantly for the 96 and their families. Many American and non-UK worldwide supporters like myself deeply understand what Hillsborough is about and the injustices of the families of the 96 which they continue to face. There are plenty of American supporters who feel strongly about how that newspaper spreads lies and continues to make half-hearted apologies, and people like Cohen who continue spreading disgusting lies. You don't have to have lost a family member or be living in the UK at the time to feel strongly about this. You don't even have to support Liverpool or even have any interest in football to understand that the victims' families, the entire city itself, what it went through and what it still lives with.
Yes, Sean, thank you. It has actually been a rather interesting few weeks in the campaign to get Stephen Cohen off the air. It started perhaps with his being denounced by the team he supposedly supports, Chelsea. And Chelsea were very, very clear and unequivocal about what Stephen Cohen was, what he is. And they said, and I'm quoting now, we can see no benefit of giving him legitimacy by the club singling him out. Giving Mr. Cohen oxygen is the worst thing we could do. He is not a representative, nor has he ever been a representative of the club. We have some 90 million fans worldwide and cannot account for every fan's opinion. That's what Chelsea Football Club said about Stephen Cohen. And that's quite a rejection. How often does it happen that a fan's club tell him to get lost? A sign, I suppose, of what those in football and those in the know really think about Stephen Cohen. And it does get better, because those in football, like Fox Soccer Channel, they've told him to get lost also. The avowed aim of the campaign was to get Stephen Cohen off the air, radio and TV. Fox Soccer Channel boosted him from his one show on TV, Fox Football Phone-In. And the effect of this cannot be underestimated for a variety of reasons, not least being the fact that Stephen Cohen used Fox Football Phone-In as a carnival barker type of operation, wherein he would mention his World Soccer Daily sponsors on air, on TV, and or show their merchandise. And that was a significant revenue generating centre for him. That's gone. The campaign is now focusing on his satellite radio provider, Sirius XM, and then his few remaining sponsors.
Connor, if you could maybe take us a few moments to explain the background to Hillsborough and the events and the reaction it understandably engenders for our American audience, some of whom may not be quite as familiar. It is, as you've said in the past, quite rightly, very much part of the club's DNA and fabric, isn't it?
Oh, I would have thought so, Justin. But it also transcends Liverpool, as our friend Sean was saying there. You know, you don't even have to be a football fan to recognise that this was a tragedy. I think Jeff McIntyre of Roughneck Scarves put it probably, he gave the best analysis of it. He said Hillsborough was a tragedy, just like the tsunami in Asia was a tragedy. And, you know, nobody's talking about bloody shared responsibility for the people in Asia for the tsunami. And Stephen Cohen insists upon talking about shared responsibility and that Liverpool fans killed their own. And I gave an interview last week to another podcast, a World Soccer Reader, and my thing was, at long last, Mr. Cohen, isn't it time to go in the name of decency?
Absent, the Beckham Carnival or, the 94 World Cup, as you said, this is just about the first time that a major soccer-related story has gone into the mainstream in the States, and you and other members of the club have put in yeoman efforts to make that happen. Could you maybe talk us through, to the extent that you're able, some of the work involved in terms of reaching out to the media, and I believe believe you actually made it as far as the official club website.
Yeah, indeed, yes. Well, I'll tell you, Justin, I suppose what we recognised early on, and when I say we, there's kind of a brains trust within the LFC NY of about 6 people that we run a lot of the ideas by. And they're absolutely vital to fact check us and keep us very careful about groupthink. But we realised early on that the best method of proceeding was to use Stephen Cohen's own words against him, like where he gloated in telling the world that he thought was very funny he had called Liverpool fans murderers. Like he spoke about the Hillsborough Bloody Justice Group, which is almost a verbatim quote, of being the most corrupt and ridiculous organisation around. So the viewpoint was taken that if we would just appeal to people's common decency by saying this is what Stephen Cohen is saying, and then point out to the sponsors in particular, this is what he's saying in your name and with your money, give him publicity and let his own words hang him. And to a large extent, Stephen Cohen's own words have been hanging him. And there are people in the world of football who are completely and utterly disgusted at what this person is saying. And you know what? Liverpool fans, we're all big boys. If you want to tell us, say that our team is crap and that our manager is dreadful and that Gerrard is whatever and that Torres is no good, that's fine. That's an opinion. What's the saying, Justin? You're entitled to your own opinion. You're not entitled to your own facts. And Stephen Cohen is just lying about what happened at Hillsborough. And now that he has been caught, and I suppose caught badly, and sees his empire, such as it was, beginning to crumble, watch him double talk, tap dance and speak out of both sides of his mouth now about how he finally understands Hillsborough. But just you wait until next April and watch him call Liverpool fans murderers again.
And Conor, so much has been done, as we've talked about, or without giving too much away. Can our audience expect more developments in the saga? To use an American sports analogy, are we in the latter innings, or is there still much more to this story?
Well, Justin, you rightly say that I'm not about to reveal any strategy because forewarned is forearmed. Yes, there's lots of stuff happening off the radar that we're not about to reveal. We have been in talks with SiriusXM. We have been in talks with one or two of his major sponsors. We have reason to be cautiously optimistic. These are not the only arrows in our quiver. We are pursuing other avenues also. This is not just about emailing sponsors. There are other ways to take care of this also.
And Conor, you must have been heartened by the way this sort of grassroots movement seemed to gain such a head of steam, and it really seemed to cut across all parts of the football spectrum. It didn't matter, if you supported Liverpool or even a rival. You and the club members really did a great job in coalescing opinion against this person. Yeah,
actually, Justin, that's something, and I know politics makes strange bedfellows. No, but I mean, how often would it happen that the Liverpool Supporters Club in New York would release a statement thanking Chelsea? Now, I obviously would have serious problems with Chelsea on the field. But I think, Justin, as our friend Sean also said in the lead into this, it is just a matter of decency is what this is about. 96 families on Merseyside have lost someone because their only crime is to go to a match and they didn't come home because they were crushed to death due to police inaction. Ordinary people involved in football, people in the know, ordinary, common, decent people. We all know what happened at Hillsborough. Stephen Cohen has chosen to lie about that. It's time just to recognise that people who know want him gone. We want him gone. Time to go. This is MP Red.